Is 600 grand enough to retire? You've probably asked yourself that exact question. Maybe you typed it into Google on a night you couldn't sleep. Now, here's the deal. It comes down to one thing, and it's probably not the thing that you've been told. It isn't the stock market. It isn't some magic number a TV expert throws at you. It's how you want to live. And if you'll give me about 10 minutes or so, I'll run 3 couples through this calculator right here on your screen, and every one of them sitting on the same $600,000. And by the end, you'll know where you stand. Now let's be straight about what enough means. That $600,000 is your retirement savings. The savings you spent a whole working life building. Every month in retirement, money comes in from somewhere. For most folks, that's Social Security, maybe a pension from an old job if you're one of the few who still has one. Then there's what you actually spend. Now you have the bills, sure, but what about the trips, the dinners out, the time with the grandkids? The difference between what you want to spend and the income already showing up, that is your gap. The gap is the only job your retirement savings has to do. Small gap, $600,000 is plenty. Big gap, well, it has the work's a lot harder. Let me show you what I mean right here. Let's meet our first couple, okay? They are both 67. Right? They're full retirement age, and they want to retire right now. So let me put all that in. Right. Let's call them the careful ones. Right? They worked hard. They saved their $600,000. They're a little scared. They're scared of running out. They've decided to live small, about $48,000 a year. Right? So that's $4,000 a month. I'll put that $4,000 here. They get around $42,000 a year from Social Security. So that's $3,500 a month. I'm going to put that here. Right. There's no pension for these two. They've saved $600,000, and that goes here. So let's say $450,000 of that is pre-tax money, the 401k and the IRA type savings. I'll drop that there. All right. So now I'm going to hit Show Me. Now, Social Security covers most of the life that they've chosen. The gap there that their savings has to fill is about $500 a month, $6,000 a year. And the screen shows you right here, that's right around 1% a year. So the old rule of thumb says that you can pull somewhere near 4% and be fine. So these two are pulling almost nothing. They're covered with room to spare on every one of the traditional safe withdrawal rates. But here's the quiet heartbreak in that. This couple can afford far more life than they're letting themselves live. They're counting every dollar because they're bracing for a storm that for them isn't even on the way. Now hold on to that thought because we're going to come back to them. All right. So let's go to our second couple. That's the same $600,000. I'm going to let most of these numbers stay right here. But these two don't want careful. They want, let's call it comfortable. Right. The nicer car when they need one. A real vacation. Not a guilt trip the whole way through. About $60,000 a year. Well, that's $5,000 a month. So I'm going to change the spending to $5,000 here. Social Security is still going to be $3,500 a month. Still no pension. Same the rest of it all stays the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and click the Show Me button. Now their savings has a little more to do. Right? Their gap's about $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 a year. Well, that's a 3% annual withdrawal rate. Right? And as the screen shows that they're right around 3%. They're still sitting comfortably inside the safe range. So $600,000 handles this life with room to breathe. But notice what's happening here. Right? The same $600,000. And the answer to is it enough is already moving. And we haven't touched the market once. It's the spending that moves that needle. And we got our third couple. Right, same $600,000. I'm going to leave most of this where it sits. But these two are done. They're done apologizing for what they want. They want the whole life. About $72,000 a year. Well, that's $6,000 a month. So let's. So that's the big anniversary trip. That's flying the kids and the grandkids in. The memories while everybody's still healthy enough to make them. So I'm going to put that $6,000 there. The same $3,500 a month in Social Security. There's still no pension. Now we've got the rest of it's the same. So let me hit the Show Me button. Now though, look, their savings is working hard because their gap's about $2,500 a month. That's $30,000 a year, and the screen shows that's right around 5% a year every year for 30 years or more. Now that's close to the top edge. The other traditional safe withdrawal rates don't cover it. Once they've landed on the top one, the one that carries the most risk of having to cut back and outlive your money. And here's where the usual sales pitch goes quiet, because here's where the part where Wall Street would rather not explain. See, that 5% only works if the markets behave, and markets don't take requests. If a couple bad years hit early in those first years when you're starting to pull money out, the math turns against you. You're selling while prices are down. Your balance sheet shrinks faster than it can ever climb back. The order your investment returns show up in can make or break the whole plan. Now, these two are looking at a retirement spent worrying about cutting back when all they wanted was to live well. So is $600,000 enough for this couple on the old full pull 5% and pray plan? Well, that answer is shaky. And is shaky any way to live the best years you've got left? Now, here's the part that nobody told them. It's the reason I do this work. What if you didn't have to pray? Right? You could take part of your retirement savings, not all of it, and turn it into protected lifetime income, PLI for short. A paycheck built to land every single month for as long as you live, no matter what the market is doing. Watch what happens when this couple sets aside $300,000 of their $600,000 and it turns into protected lifetime income. That $300,000 now sends them a check every month for $1,950. Right? That's $23,400 a year for life. And it keeps paying the surviving spouse. Keep in mind that this is for a 67-year-old couple based on what's available as we record this in June of 2026. Added to their Social Security, their gap shrinks in a huge way. The other $300,000 stays invested and keeps growing for the upgrades, the someday, and whatever they want to leave behind. The gap is now about $550 a month. That's a little over 2% of that remaining $300,000. Now, that's below even the safest of the safe withdrawal rates. Here's what just happened. And it's bigger than the numbers. The fear is gone. The income is built to last as long as they do, and it doesn't care if the market drops the day after they retire. The life they were scared to live, the essentials, the adventures, and the experiences, oh, and most of all, the memories, right, with the people that they love, is a floor that they can stand on now instead of a gamble that they have to win. Now, here's what the industry won't tell you. It can take less money to live a bigger life. Not more, less. Because most of what was stopping you was never the math. It was the fear. Now, think back to our first couple, right? The careful ones, counting pennies, braced for a storm. What happens to them when they put a floor under their income? They get permission. Permission to take the trip, to pick up the check, to be the grandparents who show up, not the ones counting every dollar to the very end. That couple never needed more money. They had plenty. They needed to stop being afraid of their own retirement. Now, is $600,000 enough to retire? Now, you know the real answer. It depends on the life you choose and whether your income can take a bad market without flinching. Run your own numbers. This same calculator I use today is right below this video. The link is, and it's free. Put in your spending, your Social Security, and a pension if you're lucky enough to have one, and see your own gap. When you're ready to find out how much your retirement savings it might take to put a floor underneath the life you really want, then book a retirement income blueprint call with me. The link is below the video too. No pressure, no jargon, just your numbers and a straight answer. I'm Kurt Jackson, Retirement Lifestyle Architect. Go live the retirement you already paid for. Now, look, everything in this video is illustrative, hypothetical as of June 2026. It's education, not investment, tax, or legal advice.